Good morning, everyone. This is Smith-Rea at Midlife Transitions. This morning, I was just going to have my coffee, sit back and chill, watch the news, see what was going on, C-SPAN, when I was prompted by Spirit to produce this video. Today's video is going to be on honoring the ancestors. Now, I had nothing prepared, and Spirit was really hounding me, get this done, get this done. So I guess this is going to be for someone who's almost on their way out the door, so let me hurry up and get this done. A few points I was allowed to write down on paper, but I wasn't allowed to do any research. So pretty much, this is what I know about honoring our ancestors. Forgive the pad. Number one, honoring our ancestors. We do not worship our ancestors. We honor them with love and respect. And we do that by displaying their pictures in our common areas, by burning candles like they do in the Catholic tradition, and like burning astral money like they do in the East. Now, what astral money is? It's joss paper. It has a certain formulation. It's made to burn, but what the principle behind the Josh paper and the honoring the ancestors is that we are sending energy to our dearly departed loved ones. Evidently, in the East, it is believed that when you leave here, you do take it with you. And what you take with you more times than any is debt. So, also bad karma, bad feelings, people who hate your guts. If you were if you were an asshole on this plane, you're an asshole on that plane, and that has to be rectified. That's where the ancestral honoring comes in, and one way to do it is with ancestral money. Now, I picked up a pack. I got this off Amazon.com. I had no idea the bills were this big. I thought I was just going to get a nice chunk of just ancestral money. Looks like this. The denominations are very, very high. I do believe this is $1 trillion from the Bank of Heaven and Earth. It has pictures on two sides. Oh, and the gentleman, the figure of the gentleman, and between that is the emperor, the red emperor. He is the king of the banks. Now, this is a Chinese concept because there is a queen in Hindu traditions. Lakshmi is the goddess of the banks. She's the goddess of all the money flow. Her husband or consort, Kubera, is the banker, but he has to get the sign off from her. So that's good to know. That's just a little side thing. So what I do with the astral money, I burn it. And when I burn it, I like burning it on Sundays. I have a Sunday tradition with I spend time with my ancestors. And when I'm talking about my ancestors, I'm talking about my mom, my dad, my grandma, both grandmas. Grandfathers aren't too interested, evidently, or they would have said something by now. But my Aunt Gladys, yeah, I have them on my, I have a little ancestral altar with them on it. And I have uh, living water in a nice heart-shaped bowl right there for them in honor of them. I also have, oh, I'm getting ready to sneeze. Excuse me, too much incense. I have my mother's favorite incense there. And, oh, I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to keep this running because this has to be done immediately. Spirit is still kicking me to speed it up. So I have all that, and but I don't burn the Josh paper on that altar because it's basically beautiful white cloth, and it's stuff there is flammable. What I do put the Josh paper in after I have folded it. Now, when you fold it in a third towards you. Also, even before you fold it, I'm sorry, I'm out of sync here, but before you fold it, you write down the names of your ancestors. You don't have to, but just to make sure the right ones get it, as in everything, you want the right people to get the right things, you name them. I use a cauldron. I know a witch's cauldron, bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. It's a little black cast iron pot. Now, I just use this because I've seen other people use it What you can also do is you get a Dutch oven. That's a big black cast iron pot. Cast iron is great for home cooking. Everything is evenly cooked, evenly heated, so it works very well. And it's safe when you want to set the match and light it in here. Now, I am not lighting the match in this video. It would take too long and I'd probably burn up my laptop. So we're not going to do that. But this is pretty much how it would go. And you would light, let me show you this. I'm just sitting around too many flammable objects right now to light this. I light this after I've cleared off my wooden table and I have metal and stone and a big thing of water just in case. You would light point and point. And as it burns, you're holding it like this. As it burns down to about here, by the time this catches, then it's time to drop it in the pot and let it go. You do not leave this thing unattended at any time as long as that flame is burning. Even if it's just smoldering, you sit there and watch it burn. Now, while you're sitting there watching it burn, you send up the prayers to your ancestors. You can send up love songs. You can play their music. Grandma Lucille loved Mahalia Jackson. So when I was a little kid, she would play Mahalia's on Sunday, and Upper Room was the songs that she always sang. So this Sunday, I put on the Upper Room. I found it on YouTube and sent that to her. Now, my mother, she loves a certain type of incense. I had that lit, sent it up to them. My father could care less, just that being acknowledged, it makes him happy. And my aunt too, also. But also because they were Baptists, Southern Baptists, I put the Bible in between I put my grandma on top of the Bible and my aunt next to her. So that, they like that too. But honoring your ancestors, some people would even say you're honoring yourself. I haven't figured that out. Now, granted, we have the same genes. I don't know about reincarnating back into myself after I'm gone. I have yet to fill in the gaps with that, and I can't find too much of anything on that. But it is important to honor the ancestors. And the reason it's so important is because as you honor them, they in turn honor you. But let me give you a word of caution here. You don't honor all of your ancestors. For example, leave the family pedophile alone, and you know who that was. If you had the serial killer in your family, you do not send them anything, okay? Why charge them up even more charged up than they already are, only to come back and put you into some type of trouble that you can't even imagine how to get out of? Also, anyone in the family members you knew who hated your guts, you do not. You don't light the candles for them. You don't light the ancestral money for them. You leave them alone. You get my drift? Only the ones who loved you and who were say this, do your prayer. Um, this candle I am burning, or this Josh paper I am burning, only for the ancestors who love me and who are either in the light of Christ or in the light and love of God. Them and only them. And you'll be surprised at the blessings you receive. Now, this is one more thing I wanted to tell you about the ancestral money. We talked about displaying the pictures. We talked about leaving the family criminals out of it. We talked about burning candles. We talked about they call it ancestral worshiping, and we're not worshiping our ancestors. We're giving them honor, respect, and love. Oh, the reason behind giving them that love and sending them that energy, because what we're doing when we light the match and burn the materials, we are converting energy. Remember back in physical science class in elementary school how energies can burn from solid to liquid to gas? That's what we're doing. And we are sending them energy to fuel them. No longer do they need uh, steaks, fries, or veggies. Now, some may have some liquor. You might send them a beer, and you can also send them whiskey. Some feed about that because that converts into sugar, which converts also into energy. You empower them with that. And with that energy, you help them clean up their debts, which is what this is really all about. Like they took care of us, we're now taking care of them. And that's the basic premise of ancestral worship, or honoring your ancestors. Take care of them like they took care of you, and they'll continue to take care of you. Is that what you wanted me to say, Spirit? Okay, that's it, y'all. I hope this was informative. So go light a candle, go say hello to your loved ones. This is C. Smith-Rea at Midlife Transitions. Until next time.